Okay, good evening. Good evening. I'd like to call the regular scheduled board meeting to order for the Village of Willow Springs for Thursday, January 10, 2019 at 7 p.m. Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
President Carpino.
Here.
Trustee Burks.
Here.
Kennedy.
Here.
Nettermeyer.
Here.
Posh.
Here.
Stanfill. Carr.
Here.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'm always, I tried to start it. United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
I got it.
Presentations, we have none this evening. Disposition of previous minutes. I'll need a motion to approve the minutes of the combined committee board meeting of December 13th, 2018.
So moved. Second.
Trustee Kennedy, second by Trustee Carr. Any discussions, questions? Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Burks.
Aye.
Kennedy.
Aye.
Nettermeyer.
Aye.
Posh.
Aye.
Carr.
Aye. Next is a report of officials. I have no report this evening, just like to wish everyone a healthy and a happy new year for 2019. Next report would be the village administrator.
Thank you, Mr. President. You have before you a letter of agreement with the Indian Prairie Public Library District. What this is it would be similar to an IGA, but the library district prefers to do them in the form of a letter of agreement where our residents would be treated as though they're residents of that library district for the purposes of obtaining library cards. The cost for a library card at that library happens to be, I believe, $201 per household, and the village budgeted money to help assist subsidize that to $50 per household, leaving the remaining $151 for the resident to pay if they wish to become a member of that library district. The benefit to being a member of the library district is the programs that they have. Certainly, if you're a member of any library district, you can use your library card anywhere at any SLS library. But for the purposes of their programs and specials that they have at the library itself, only persons who are residents or treated as residents can participate in those. So that would be the benefit of it. We are also expecting one of these from the Green Hills Public Library to give residents a choice of which library they'd like to participate with, either Green Hills or Indian Prairie. The third library I spoke to was Justice Public Library District. They were the least expensive, however, they wanted us to pay for the entire town all at one time. So every household in town they wanted a check from the village for. And that was too expensive.
Green Hills is in Hickory Hills, for those of you who don't know. I wasn't familiar with Green Hills, but for the benefit of the people.
Payless.
Payless Hills, yeah.
Okay. So for the benefit of the people that are more accustomed to be on this side of the village, they'd rather go there. That's something we're considering. But like he said, the library sharing card is good anywhere once you get the card. I'm familiar with Indian Prairie. In fact, the director of that library board lives in the village, and they've got great programs for kids and adults and great facilities to use. I just think it's a move in the right direction. We don't have any other money to subsidize the library. So a lot of people have been asking for the last couple of years. Some of the people at LaGrange addresses that live up in the Fairway Club, they went to the LaGrange Library to find out it'd be several $100s to join their library. And I assured one of them that we're going to be working on something. We've had this money budgeted since last year, and I think this next year we'll fund it even more. We'll have to see what kind of response we get once we get the word out on the internet and through our newsletter. I think it's just a lot of people, believe it or not, still use the library, especially high school kids, grade school, college people, professionals. There's a lot of people that still utilize the services of a library.
Can I say 2 words?
Yeah.
I work with the McCook Public Library, and they've had this intergovernmental type of agreement with Countryside and Indian Head Park for the last 3 years, and it's been very successful. It helps not only the residents of the community, but also that park district because it's so small and so ill-used. So it is great. Libraries today have a lot more than just books. A lot of them are doing a lot of creative arts and a lot of training sessions on things that are forgotten, little stuff like knitting and sewing, things that you don't really get anymore in school, but it's a great release. So, don't just think of your library as a place to go get a book. You can use it for computers, you can use it for training. So please, I think it's a great opportunity for the residents.
May I say something? Brent and I spent a little time at Indian Prairie, and the online resources alone are tremendous. Not necessarily computer topics, but online amazing topics and amazing different things that you can do with their systems, so.
And if you're a resident of DuPage County, and you pay your taxes, of course, you can get a card for the College of DuPage Library. Seeing I pay taxes for the College of DuPage, even though I live in Cook, I'm in the College of DuPage's school district, where I'm at 91st and Wolf, so I have a free library card for the College of DuPage's library. This for the fact that I pay taxes at the College of DuPage from my tax in Willow Springs. So if you live in that little district that's covered by the College of DuPage in Willow Springs, and you're in Cook County, you can go out and get yourself a free library card and use the services of the College of DuPage Library if you're interested.
One last thing is that fee that they charge is the $151 that would wind up costing Willow Springs residents. That covers the entire household, regardless of how many people you have. So it's not per person, it's per household.
Need a motion to approve the agreement
So moved.
with the Indian Prairie Library District. So Tom Burks, Trustee Burks,
Second.
and Trustee Posh. Any questions, discussion? Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettlemeyer. Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
Thank you. The second item I have for this evening is an agreement with Thompson Elevator for elevator inspections. At the last board meeting, the board made a move to enter into an agreement with the state fire marshal to begin doing our own inspections here so we can have more local control over the inspections. And in order to do that, we had to have an agreement with an elevator inspection company. I met with Thompson Elevator, and I've spoken with two other companies. Of the 170 some odd municipalities that contract with elevator companies for their inspections, 71% of them use Thompson. I have spoken to the municipalities of other municipalities that use the other companies, and they, some of them were okay with it, and some of them just kind of did kind of a wink and a nod at me. So I am recommending that we go with Thompson Elevator for our elevator inspections, and once we have an agreement in place, we can begin notification of the businesses that will be doing that. We want to get everybody on the same schedule so that they're all done in 1 month of the year.
And it's a pass-through. There's no cost to the village.
I'm sorry, yes, there is no cost to the village at this. The elevator inspection company will bill the conveyance owners themselves directly, and then they will send us a release once they're paid, and then the registration fee that the conveyance owner would pay to the state for the certificate would then come to us. And that would be $75.
There's no conflict because Thompson doesn't do any repairs. They just do inspections. So there would be no doing.
So I am recommending that we adopt the agreement with Thompson Elevator.
Okay, so we need a motion to consider the agreement with Thompson Elevator for elevator inspections.
I'll make the motion.
So
Second.
Trustee Kennedy and Trustee Burks. I know someone's on the left, but we'll Trustee Mike Kennedy and Trustee Burks. Any questions, concerns? All right, Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettlemeyer. Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Thank you, and thank you, Mr. President. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Village Clerk?
All I have for this evening, I will be attending the Municipal Clerks Institute Winter Seminar on January 17th. It's a one-day training down in Bloomington. I'm looking forward to it. They will be talking about record retention. That training is a $35 expense to the village. That ends my report.
Village Engineer?
Couple things to update on this. Work with the engineer for the Water Commission on sanitary repairs on Knowlton and Ravine. Second item I wanted to mention is we've received final engineering plans for the Malik property. And we're in the middle of reviewing those, and I've had some conversations with the Burr Ridge engineer to coordinate on that. Item number 3, we received notice from MWRD that we have a annual report due on a drainage project that they partially funded, known as the Ravine Avenue Drainage Project, which starts at the south end of the school. On the Hill Street, I've made the inspections, coordinated with Director Grantland, for some cleanup, and we'll have a report going into MWRD that everything is in good repair. That concludes my report, unless there's any other questions.
Thank you very much, Dan. Do we have the village attorney,
There's no report this evening, Your Honor.
village treasurer?
Just want to wish everybody a happy new year. I hope it's prosperous and healthy.
We have reports of standing committees, Building and Zoning Committee, Trustee Carr.
Thank you, Mayor. During the month of December 2018, 16 permits were issued. The total construction value was $271,539. Total permit costs were $7,960. For the year 2018 as a whole, there were 336 permits issued for a value of $4,740,111 and total permit fees of $126,318.95. That concludes the report, Mayor.
We have Finance and Administrative Committee.
Thank you.
Trustee
Thank you,
Fox.
Mayor. On the agenda, we have to make a small change on the December 27th was 2018 and not 2019.
So noted.
Approval of payroll and warrants for December 27th, 2018. Payroll and payroll expenses in the amount of $89,777.53. All fund expenses in the amount of $131,466.29, for a total expenditure of $221,243.82. And I would like to make a motion to approve these totals.
Second.
We have a motion by Trustee Posh and second by Trustee Carr. Any questions, discussion? Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Burks?
Aye.
Kennedy?
Aye.
Nettermeyer?
Aye.
Posh?
Aye.
Carr?
Aye.
Approval of payroll and warrants for January 10th, 2019. Payroll and payroll expenses in the amount of $92,268.35. All fund expenses in the amount of $98,850.65, for total expenditures of $191,119.00. And I would like to make a motion to approve these totals.
Motion made by Trustee Posh and second by Trustee Niedermeyer. Any questions, discussion? Clerk, can you call the roll?
Trustee Burks?
Aye.
Kennedy?
Aye.
Nettermeyer?
Aye.
Posh?
Aye.
Carr?
Aye.
Next, we have the License and Franchise Committee, Trustee Stanfill. There is no report. Committee is Municipal Building and Grounds, Trustee Kennedy.
I have no report tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee, Trustee Niedermeyer.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one item to report on this evening for me. This past Saturday, there was a fire truck dedication that took place at the fire station. I was not able to attend, but I was going to ask Administrator Woods if he could report on it. There were several of us that were there present.
Yeah, we did have several village officials and department heads there. The ceremony was what's known as a wet-down ceremony, where a retiring fire engine will use the water out of its tank to wet down the new engine that's coming in. And it dates back to the 1800s, where when they had horse-drawn wagons for firefighting, and a new wagon would start, the firehouse would wash down the horses with the water from the old wagon. And that's kind of where this came from. It was a really nice ceremony. They had a nice cake and refreshments afterwards. They blessed the engine with the pastor from, what was the,
Pastor Bob from Trinity.
thank you, Pastor Bob from Trinity, blessed the engine and blessed the firehouse and the men. It was a really nice ceremony, and it went off pretty well.
That concludes my report.
Gave the trustees the reports from December 1st, 2018 till today. I would have done it for a yearly report from January 1 till today. The printer would still be copying and be overheating right about now, but nothing to report from the police.
Public Works Committee, trustee Burks.
The Public Works is pretty much finished up with the leaf pickup for the year. They will be continuing to pick up branches on a need basis, you know, depending if we got some windy days and whatever else. And I don't know if Keith has anything. Okay.
We'll say that corner by Tech Air looks good. I drove by there today. You guys cleaned it up nice.
Any old business on the board? Any new business? Public comment, do you have a sheet? No one signed up?
Hold on, Mary Lou.
Mary Lou?
You need a mic.
It's not often I come to these meetings and get two really terrific.
Get close, Mary Lou, so you record.
Is it okay now?
There you
Yes,
go.
thank you.
Okay, great news under the village administrator's report. The choice of Indian Prairie Library District for our village could not have been a better choice. I've belonged to Indian Prairie Library for the last 10 years. It's a world-class library. And this move should really effectively put to rest the discussion about Willow Springs not having a library. There's no way our village could ever even kind of come close to comparing to the Indian Prairie facility. I mean, it's just world-class. And so I thank you. This is terrific. I hope it's presented to the community very clearly that in fact, if they purchase for $150 or whatever it is, if they buy into the Indian Prairie Library, that in fact, that is what they would be paying to our village if we were to have our own library and taxes. So really,
It's a wash.
It's really a wash, and it's a terrific, terrific deal. My Indian Prairie card has been good at Oak Brook, Hinsdale, LaGrange, everywhere. I mean, the reciprocity is amazing. And that goes for all of the facilities, not just for us. So thank you. I didn't even know that was being pursued, and that's really excellent news. And then, of course, probably no one happier about the elevator situation. I want to thank all the people who worked on it. I know it's very difficult to get that landlord to move, and I think it's really in the best interest of the village. So thank you all, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Happy New Year. Mr. President, may I? The Indian Prairie is doing a mass mailing to the entire village. Once they receive the agreement advising them of how to go about getting the card and how it'll work, and we will also be putting it in our next newsletter.
Okay, there's no other business to discuss. I'm gonna ask for, I'm sorry?
Bingo night or something coming up for the
Oh, if Missy wants to, there is something to do with the bingo.
Yes, I can speak on that. The Beautification Commission is hosting a bingo night on January 19th. That's Saturday from 6 to 10. So 7 to 10, I'm sorry. So mark your calendars for that if you can
At the
attend. It should
senior
be fun.
center.
It's at the senior center.
Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:20? So I have trustee Posh
Second?
and trustee Mike Kennedy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion's adjourned, meeting's adjourned at 7:20.
You could still make